Welcome to In the Cards TCG. I competed for a shot at going to nationals, and I got there. This is for the Dragon Ball Fusion World card game. So I got some of these packs at the beginning of the tournament, and I thought to myself it would make a great opening video to just wait until the end of the tournament to open all the stuff that I got. It was only a 41-person tournament, so to get the special Bardock card to get top 32 wasn't that steep of a challenge, relatively speaking. I ended up going 3-2, and the two losses that I had were against people that ended up in the top 8. So I ended up getting the 15th slot. So I qualified for nationals, which I think I'm going to try and attend, and that's happening in about 3 weeks in Dallas. So this card back here is going to be the last thing we open, is actually a serialized card that we got as a result of getting that placement, getting top 16. So I thought I would open up all this stuff. I think I'll go over my tournament experience first. Oh, hang on, I forgot to plug into my power. All right, there we go. I've got my power source plugged in so I can have my phone charging while I do this. Yeah, I was thinking I would talk about my experience first and then go through and open all the stuff that I got. And we'll see which serial number I get for the serialized Goku card. So my first round was against another... Oh, I guess I should start off by saying that this was FBO3 format. So set 3 legal, Bardock starter deck legal. I was playing Android 17. I was playing Android's Green, I should say. I was not playing the Earthling variant. I actually didn't understand really what that entailed. I knew that there were a lot of Earthling type cards that helped you to ramp additionally, but I had not really looked into building that variant of the deck. So I think both of my first 2 rounds were actually against, I believe, the Earthling variant of Android Green, so it was kind of a mirror match. The first one I ended up losing, which is kind of crazy because I went second. I was able to play out all 4 copies of Android 17, Android 18. They were actually in my opening hand. But in the course of doing that, I was taking a lot of cards out of my hand. I was ramping really fast, but I was taking a lot of cards out of my hand. And my opponent was able to keep up a good board state, trade intelligently, but also just maintain like 10 cards in hand at all times. And I got to a point where I think I missequenced a little bit on the last turn. And then my opponent got me down to 2 life and then hit me with the double striker Android 17, 18, 6 cost. And they just dumped out their entire hand, and it was full of 10,000 combo cards. So yeah, I died. And that person that I lost to ended up being in the top 8. I did mention earlier both of my losses were to people in the top 8. I think he ranked like 5th at the end of the tournament. And so I got to have a nice discussion with him about sort of like what I could have done better and sort of what the outcome of that game was. I think we kind of agreed it was just like I didn't have so many cards in hand and I missequenced a little bit on the last turn. And then the second matchup I had was another green mirror, again, the Earthling variant of the Android 1718 deck. And this time I chose to be on the play because I had noticed that my opponent had won the die roll and in the mirror had chosen to be on the play. So I decided that that was important for the green mirror based off of what my opponent had chosen to do. This may have been incorrect because this may have been something that is specific to the Earthling variant, and I was not playing the Earthling variant of the deck list, so I'll have to talk to some people about that. And this time I won pretty easily. I think I just had a lot better draws than my opponent, and I got to go first, and my ramp was better than my opponent's ramp. So I hit more ramp cards in sequence. Um, I took a picture of this. This was one of my favorite games of the tournament because I got to end the game with a swing for 190. I did have an 8 cost Broly in hand that I could have played at the end of the game, but instead, what I chose to do was um, I had an Android 1718 ramper, and I had two Meteors in my life, and I had two Cell Juniors in my hand. So I used the 4 cost to burn the Meteors out of my energy. Sorry, did I say life? I had two Meteors in my energy. Uh, yeah, so I used the 4 cost ramp, and then I burned the two Meteors out of my energy into my drop, ramped 3 Android cards. And I played the two Cell Juniors to get back the two Meteors. And then I played an Android 18 to draw discard and then draw an attack. And at some point during those two draws, I hit the last meteor. I already had a meteor in my hand, and then I got back two, and then I drew the last one. So instead of just playing out a Broly and getting into attacks for 45, blowing something up and drawing a card, I just saw that they had chosen to go to one life on a previous turn, and through a few different actions, I was able to attack for 20, and then combo 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And then I laid out, and I had the energy to cast all 4 meteors. So when you have 6 more energy, that's plus 25 per, so just add 100. My last attack was for 190. I took a picture of it. I shared it with my friend group locally that were at the tournament. Maybe I'll have to make a community post showing how crazy that combo turn was. So I won. They did not have enough to block an attack for 190. And that was by far my best game of the tournament. The third round, I was playing against the black Goku leader, not Bardock, but the other black leader, and I won the die roll. I chose to go second, and I hit 2 copies of the 5 cost Sun Gohan Adolescence. Sun Gohan Childhood. There's an Adolescence. It's a green card. It's got 10,000 combo. It costs 5, and it has an on play KO of 4 cost or less of your opponents. I don't remember if that's Sun Gohan Childhood or Sun Gohan Adolescence, but I think everyone knows the card I'm talking about. Yeah. So anyways, I hit 2 of those, and I was able to play both of them and pop like a 3 cost or a 4 cost throughout the game. And on top of that, my opponent didn't draw very well. So this was kind of a free roll game for me. Because my opponent's draws weren't great. It was actually kind of funny. After the end of the game, my opponent was like, wow, you played this really well and you weren't overly aggressive. Is there anything that I could have done better as the player on the black deck? And I was like, based on your description of what happened, it sounds like you just didn't draw very well. And I don't know a lot about the black decks at this time, so I'm pretty sure it was just bad variance. But that was an interesting game because I got to utilize the new tech in the deck because I had recently updated the deck list to have that Sun Gohan card, which was played a lot in previous green decks, but had kind of gone by the wayside up until recently. So it was cool that I got to use those tech cards. And then at the end of my third round, I was 2-1, and I queued into one of my friends who I knew was on Jiren. And I thought that I was just going to lose this because it was specifically a red matchup, and green is supposed to lose a red. And then my friend proceeded to not draw anything good. And I got to play 2 copies of the Double Striker that pops 2 3 costs or less. Pardon me. So I drew the cards that I really needed in that matchup, and my friend, who had to be my opponent for that, just was not drawing the cards they needed. I took a long time on the last turn. I was like, all right, I have these Double Strikers, but Jiren is awakened, so this Jiren leader while awakened doesn't allow me to double strike, right? And then I read it again, and it has a requirement of having a character with 30,000 power or more in play. And I looked at their board, and they had just played out like some 1 and 2 cost blockers that only had like 5k actual power. 2 of them had 10k power. And then I realized, oh, I play out another double striker, and then I dump my hand and I swing, so that way they don't draw more cards than they need. And that ended up being enough. It's kind of an unfortunate matchup there because it was my friend I had to play against, and they are slated to win the matchup, and then they just drew very poorly. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So then I was 3-1. I was going into the last round, and we looked at the pairings, and it was another one of my friends who has Goku Black built. And Goku Black crushes the green decks, and I had been losing to this deck at my locals for like the past 3 weeks. And I went, dang it, I'm gonna get knocked out. And we thought that we had 2 rounds left to go. And one of our friends had done the math on how many people were going to make the top 16 for 6 rounds at a record of 4-2. And it was like maybe 2 or 3 people were going to sneak into the top 16. And then we got an announcement saying, hey everyone, this is the judge here, or the tournament organizer. We have an odd number of undefeated people, so depending on who wins one of these rounds, we may only have 5 rounds. This may be the last round of the tournament. And I ended up losing, which I should absolutely lose that matchup. Because the Goku Black deck is just too fast. It puts out too many bodies, large bodies. And the front half of the leader is critical. I don't think I played that game very well, but I don't think it really mattered whether I played it well or not, because the deck is teched to beat green. Or rather, the choice of deck is to beat green. So, usually with the critical leaders, like in the past, what I had done is I would just take all the hits, so that way, even though I wouldn't be getting more cards in hand, I would be able to awaken earlier. And I kind of did the opposite this game. I countered out of everything as much as possible, which I think bought me some more time, but it also left me with like no cards in hand in the middle of the game. And yeah, I think it's just really rough going up against critical leaders, because you want to flip your leader and you want a big hand, so that way you can protect yourself until you ramp into your later game threats, or until you go very wide with multiple copies of Android 1718, or, well, just multiple copies of different androids. So yeah, I was talking with some people about that, and I'm like, so I was trying to counter out of things really aggressively. Is that good? And someone said, yeah, but if you do that, you have no cards in hand. And I said, yeah, but if you just let them hit you with critical, you still have no cards in hand. So we were thinking to ourselves, I don't... Maybe it's like some sort of a middle ground. Like maybe you counter when you can, when it makes sense, and just take the critical hit if it would burn unnecessary cards out of your hand otherwise. Anyways, I lost that one. And when I lost that, my friend who's playing Goku Black was at 4-1, so they were locked for top 16. And I was at 3-2, and I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. And then it was announced that another one of my friends was actually the person that was... shoot, I don't know why my brain is malfunctioning whenever I think of this scenario. I believe my friend that was playing in the match that was the one pair down match that would determine whether or not we had a 6th match. I believe they were undefeated going into the final round, and their opponent beat them. So that meant that the other top table that was between 2 undefeated players resulted in only 1 undefeated being left. So because the person who had the pair up won, there was no longer more than 1 undefeated player. There was only 1 undefeated player left, so we ended at 5 rounds. So I ended up getting 15th place on tiebreakers at 3 and 2. Got to play against two of my friends. All six of the people that we came with made top 32. Nobody did any worse than 2 and 3, and all the people that went 2 and 3 got into the top 32. I think maybe my friend Taylor. No, my friend Taylor had to go 2 and 3 to make it into top 32. He actually made exactly the 32nd spot, so he got the Bardock card. But all six people that we came with from our local store, Geek Fortress, we all top 32'd, and three of us top 16'd. So congratulations to Kevin for third place, and Robert, I believe, was... I literally posted pictures of the rankings in our Discord the other day. Was it 5th? I think 6th. I think the person who beat me round 1 ended up being 4th, and Robert was 5th, I think. Anyways, so I've been talking for 16 minutes. I'm going to start opening up this product. I'll probably put a timestamp in the description so that way people can just skip to that. And obviously I'm going to save the best for last. We're going to save the serialized card for last. I'm going to be very careful opening that, because that is a card that I would like to grade. And I've also got a top loader up here out of frame that I'm going to throw that in once I put a penny sleeve on it as well. And I think I'm actually going to get that graded. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. I don't know if I want to open this promo pack. I'm going to open it because I don't think I've ever opened a promo pack on the channel before, but just full disclosure, usually whenever we talk about the promo packs, we kind of do so with a bit of disdain because we've already seen a lot of the cards in here, and we basically get one just for participating at locals. So I'm going to slowly go through these cards here. They're all promos. If you'd like to read more about them, you can pause the video. Oh, whoops. Free giveaway code? This is just for the promo pack, and I've used this before, so if you really need a promo pack, here it is. I'm just going to put this in the garbage now. Somebody else will get to use that. Alright, I was going to throw these up here. We have the energy marker pack or the 03 energy marker pack. Let's see what we get. Looks like we got a regular energy marker. Oh, it comes with two. Okay. So we got a Halo-ku? It's Goku. He has a halo. And then we got the special energy marker is also Goku, which I don't know if that's good or not. I'm going to throw this one into a perfect fit. Perfect fit. A penny sleeve. Ooh, that's nice. Nope, there we go. Like, I think my penny sleeve is upside down. No, it's fine. Put those over here. We have 4 championship packs, which we'll see what we get out of these. And championship packs also seem to have... Ooh. Hang on, I'm dropping stuff. I need... You know, I can pick that up later. So we have a Son Goku. And we have a Babidi. Nice. It's really cool looking. Barrier. Alright, and that is an FBO3 rare alternate. Let's go ahead and throw that in penny sleeve as well. I guess this is an uncommon alternate art, Son Goku. When attacking, if there's a battle card with 30,000 power or more, draw one card. I'm going to throw that up here. Let's try to, I guess we can sort of throw that there. Oh, I forgot to put my phone in airplane mode. I'm getting notifications. Oh, well. I'll throw the regular energy marker into this pile up here, too. Let's try to preserve the area for, like, alternate arts, or more shiny alternate arts. Put it that way. All right. So we have Days of Training. What does this card do again? Activate main if your leader is Piccolo and the top card of your deck. Oh, add the top card of your deck to your energy and rest mode. Activate battle. Choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards. It gets plus 40,000 power for the battle. I remember reading these cards and thinking, oh my god, Piccolo's going to be so insane. And then I talked to someone about it and they're like, I mean, if you get to the late game, yeah, your attacks are the biggest in the game, I think. But you just kind of don't ever get to that point. Right? And we have a Lonesome Final Battle. Field Spell from Saiyan Bardock's crew. Activate Battle. Switch this card to rest mode. Look at the top two cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of their owner's deck in any order. So you got a black Bardock card. Ooh. Go ahead and throw that in a penny sleeve. And we have a cool Days of Training. Throw that there. Ooh. Come on. Get to the bottom of the pack. Over to the edge. So I don't want to deal. I don't want to do any damage to these cards. It won't cause Hercule. When attacking, reveal the top card of your deck, and if the revealed card has Satan's City in its special traits, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and reduce its cost by 2 for the turn. And an alt art Hercule. Alright. That looks really cool. Let's go ahead and throw that in the sleeve as well. All right. Last championship pack. And it won't take long just to look at those other two promos. And we got a Trunks GT. Permanent your turn. If you have an energy marker, this card gets plus 10,000 power. That's really cool. And then, hey, we got an alternate art Days of Training. That looks fantastic. I feel like most of these look fairly similar because they all have the sort of the swirling gold lines motif. And they did a good job with that. But, of course, I like Gohan. So, I like this art. Alright. And then the top 32 promo everyone got was a Bardock. 5-cost double strike, Saiyan Bardock's crew. Activate battle your turn once per turn. If you have 2 or more cards in your combo area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. There was actually a point in time where my one Black Goku opponent was able to utilize this to KO one of my... You know, the big guy. One of my 8-cost Broly's. But I had another one. That's how the game ended. My opponent said, show me the second Broly. And I kind of looked at my hand and I went, is there any way that I can play better than just slamming the Broly? And I just kind of went, yeah, play the Broly, pop your thing, and attack once, attack again. They're like, yep, good game. But yeah, we were talking about how the the KO effect of this is effective, but it's kind of a steep cost if you're behind. I'm sure it does wonders when people who are playing black have managed to attrition their opponents out of the game. So, and then I believe top 16 just got a was it a top 16 thing? I was looking at the prizing a lot. Because I was also trying to do some research into where exactly the finals tournament was that I had just qualified for. So, but I got this Son Goku card, and I don't know if this was something that we got for participating. Might have been. But is a 6-cost Saiyan, has blocker. On play when KO'd, draw 1 card, then add up to 1 card from your hand to your energy. And it's 30 power. Pretty straightforward. So I am going to clear the deck. We're going to open this serial card. I'm going to try to do so very carefully. Let's go ahead and throw these on the pile over here. I'm going to get a perfect fit sleeve ready. And I'm going to make sure that I have a top loader ready as well. And I'm thinking about the best way to open this, because I can probably go across the top here. Actually, I think that's how I'd like to do it. I was thinking about sort of making a nick in this tape over here, but then if I'm using this ceramic blade here and I make a mark in there, I'm kind of going down in the material. I want to avoid that. I actually do have a letter opener that is designed to open the tops of something like that. I'm going to go grab that. All right, this is what that looks like. It's just a ceramic letter opener. It's got a little blade in there, and you just sort of run the top of whatever you want to open through it. Oh, also, full disclaimer, in case anyone noticed the creasing at the top of the package here, that was like that when I was given the card. I don't know if this is intentional marking by the tournament organizers. It's probably just some natural crease that happened in handling, and I don't believe it's going to affect the card in any way, because I believe the dimensions of the card should actually be contained like here. So a good part of the top just doesn't actually have card in it. Maybe a little bit higher up is... I'm expecting this to have plastic packaging on the inside as well. So let's go ahead and see how the letter opener works on this carefully. There we go. Perfect. Yep. So this has plastic packaging on the inside, just like I thought. It's got a piece of cardboard as well to support the card's shape. And we got number 692 out of 777. Obviously hoping for 420 or 69, but we can't have everything, I guess. So here's the question. If you get... Oh, I guess this is 692, so it's almost 69. But here's the question. If you have the number 420 card, would it be worth more if it was graded as a Gem Mint 10 or a 6.9? Because then you could have a 6.9 420. All right, this is incredible. I've been told that it's important to take it out of the packaging yourself instead of leaving it to the graders, because the graders, they grade as a job. So if someone makes them do any more work getting to the card, I've heard they're not super concerned. So I'm going to... I think I'm actually going to cut across the top of this. I'm going to grab an honest-to-God pair of scissors instead of using this little letter opener thing, so I'll be right back. Alright, I have returned with scissors. Now, just going to go ahead and just line just right in the middle. Now, we're going to go, well, near the top, carefully. Alright. And, oh, I didn't think of that. If I had let it slide to the top and then cut off at the bottom, then I could have opened this up and just let it slide perfectly in. I guess I could arguably still do that, but I think I am overestimating the effect of my handling the card on the overall quality of the grading. Especially if we're careful to just let it rest on the back. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, there you have it. Wow, that looks so good. I kind of wish that my lighting was better, because we can look at the art and we can kind of see the shimmer, and then I can go glare, and then we can look at the glare off of the penny sleeve and maybe some of the sort of metallic gold motif there. All right, now need to put it into a top loader. Which I'm sure I will be told by someone at some point that I am doing this recklessly or damaging the card. Which I hope is not the case. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we got this in a top loader. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to make jokes about serialized. You know, they say that this is a serialized card, but there's no reference to milk or cornflakes or spoons or bowls anywhere. Like, unless you say that, like, this is the inside of a bowl that's facing the viewer. That's just... Is this really serialized? I just can't bring myself to dunk it in a bowl of Cheerios. Alright, enough silly jokes aside. This is 692 out of 777. Very happy with my results at regionals, and I am looking forward to planning and to going to Dallas. So, this has been In the Cards TCG. Thanks for hanging out, especially if you made it all the way to the end, especially if you watched all the way through the recap. And I'll see you next time.